Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. Today, we're going to be talking about another potential trade for the Houston Rockets, as one of the biggest news around in the NBA over the last couple days has been Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards and who's going to trade for him. And it's been that the two teams that are most interested in him are the Miami Heat and the Phoenix Suns, and those are the two teams that Washington has, basically, those are Washington's two finalists for Bradley Beal's trades are Phoenix and Miami. I was kind of thinking about a potential Rockets trade for Bradley Beal. And I think the biggest question is, would Bradley Beal lift his no-trade clause for the Houston Rockets? And especially if you view of playing with that young core that the Rockets have. You come to Houston, you're playing with the three young guys in Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. They have cap space and have the 4th overall pick, so you would be thinking that the most likely that the Rockets would probably, if Bradley Beal comes in, probably add in Amen Thompson with the 4th overall pick. From then on, the starting lineup would look like Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Bradley Beal, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. And then you could maybe bring in a couple free agents for off the bench. But you already have Tari Eason off the bench as well. But it's very unrealistic to happen, just because I just don't really see Bradley Beal waiving his no trade clause to come to Houston. I mean, it's definitely a different time, wanting to come to Houston. I think more players want to do it. More players are more willing to come to Houston, but Bradley Beal has his mind stick up. We know he wants to go to Miami. That's the place he's been wanting to go for years now. And he also really, why would you wouldn't turn down a chance to, form up a trio of Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. So unless Phoenix or Miami drops out of the Bradley Beal trade case, if either one of those teams drops out, maybe he would, waive his no trade clause, but I don't see either Phoenix or Miami backing out of a potential trade for Bradley Beal. But it just made me start thinking about it, because all this stuff is going on with Bradley Beal, potential, being moved, whether it's to Phoenix or it's to Miami, or we heard some stuff about Boston and Philly, but reportedly Boston and Philly are no longer interested in Bradley Beal. And then two things got me thinking about it even more. I saw an article from about a week ago. It was June 10th. It was June 10th, and it was exactly a week ago. And it was basically like this Rockets Wizards trade would land Bradley Beal in Houston. And it's not any source to saying the Rockets are interested, but it just got me thinking. It had me thinking about it even more. And then I made a video this morning talking about the Bradley Beal potential trade to the Suns. And one of the first comments I got, I only have one. There's only like one or two comments on that video, but that was only a couple hours ago. But the first one I got was from a Rockets fan, and it said, it said something like Bradley Beal's coming to the Rockets or something. No, it doesn't mean anything. It had me thinking about it. I want to know what other Rockets fans thought about a potential trade for the Houston Rockets to land Bradley Beal. Even though I know it's very unrealistic to happen, just because of Bradley Beal's no trade clause, and that there is a really good chance Bradley Beal would decline a trade to Houston just because of him wanting to go to Phoenix or Miami or even Boston or Philly. Even though Boston or Philly have reportedly dropped out of a potential Bradley Beal trade. How many times do we hear that that happen? Oh, this team is no longer interested, and then the reporters or the insiders get it wrong, and they are still interested. So those are two other teams, Philly and Boston, that Beal would definitely waive his no trade clause for. But even though I still don't think Bradley Beal coming to the Rockets is realistic just because that no trade clause. Plus, I also think Washington could get a better deal from somewhere else. I'm going to go over what the Rockets would have to give up in a trade to land Bradley Beal in Houston. So the Rockets would receive Bradley Beal, and then the Wizards would receive KJ Martin, who averaged 12.7 points per game this season with 5.5 rebounds per game. Shot 31% from three. Really, really solid defender and good three-point shooter. Also, really, really athletic as well, specifically dunking. But not only that, but I mean, he's a really good player. And I think he would fit really well on the Wizards' young core. And then Kevin Porter Jr. would also be headed to the Washington Wizards. Kind of get a shooting guard / point guard here. If you kind of look at it, even though Monte Morris was their starting point guard last year, I don't really see Monte Morris staying with the Washington Wizards this offseason. I see the Wizards moving on from him, trading him. He'll be a free agent next summer. I see Washington moving him. They'll be looking for a point guard / shooting guard replacement. Kevin Porter Jr. would be great for Washington. Averaged 19.2 points per game and 5.7 assists per game and 5.3 rebounds per game with the Rockets this year. Is very young. He's only 23 years old. He's been in the NBA since he was, like 18, 19 years old. But I mean, it would be. I think Kevin Porter Jr. would be a great addition for the Washington Wizards. He also averaged a 1.5 steals per game, and then Ty Washington would also be headed to the Washington Wizards. Getting Ty Washington is actually getting an actual point guard. Kevin Porter Jr. is more of a shooting guard / small forward and could play the point guard position for you if you need him to, but Ty Washington is an actual point guard. Not saying he'll play the starting point guard role for Washington, but he is a point guard. Had a really solid season with the Rockets this season, averaging 4.7 points per game and 1.5 assists per game and 1.5 rebounds per game. Shot only 24% from three. At the same time, he was not involved in, did not get a lot of minutes, but whenever he would play well and worked well with the team. He's a good leader. He's a good point guard. And I think he would do really decent on the Wizards. And then the final two assets the Wizards would be getting in this trade would be the 20th overall pick in this year's draft that the Rockets got from the LA Clippers, and that they got from the LA Clippers and the Eric Gordon trade. So the 20th overall pick, and then a 2024 first-round pick that belongs to the Brooklyn Nets. This trade likely doesn't happen just because of that no trade clause by Bradley Beal, and also Washington could probably get some better assets for Beal. But I truly do think that the Rockets got to go all in this season. They can't be horrible again. They don't keep their pick this year if they are horrible, because the Thunder get their pick next season. So in that case, I don't think there is really any way for the Rockets to keep their pick next year. So in that case, the Rockets need to be better next season. If that's signing James Harden and signing some other free agents and making some trades, or trading KPJ and KJ and Ty and a couple first to get Bradley Beal. Averaged 23.2 points per game this season. Averaged 31.5 points per game in the 2021 season. Excellent scorer. He'll work really well with Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green in the offense. Defense is a little bit to worry about with Bradley Beal. And Alperen Sengun also has some defensive struggles, but we'll see what happens. I think this would be a decent trade for the Rockets. You guys have your thoughts. It's not going to happen, though, just because of the no trade clause. And also, I think that most likely Washington could get probably way more than this. Not first pick, not with first round picks wise, because they are getting 2 first round picks. And that Brooklyn Nets first round pick is a really solid pick, because who knows how the Nets will be next season. That could really be a lottery pick next season for the Rockets. But I'm talking about players-wise. They could get maybe Tyler Hero or Caleb Martin from the Heat. They could get DeAndre Ayton and Landry Shamet from the Suns. So I don't know. You guys have your thoughts, Rockets fans. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Rockets.